Recording started. Hey, single moms. Hey, it is me, Bess Parks, the founder of Single Moms Level Up, as well as the Single Moms Club private Facebook group. So here we are, and I'm going to have to do this again, adjust my screen. The crazy thing is, wearing glasses and stuff, I'm still getting adjusted to them. But I've been wearing glasses for I think 5 years now. But I had to find that balance. So I tried those transition ones where they go from like your distance, computer, and then reading. I tried the ones with the little bifold and bifocal in the corners that had my eyes all over the place, and I did not like them. And so I actually switched to different pairs of glasses. So I don't know, this is probably going to so date me, but I don't know if you remember that commercial with Foster Grands with Brooke Shields, and she was talking about putting on her readers and putting on these, and that's when the transition ones were just coming into play. And there was a commercial about that, so I thought that was the coolest thing. I didn't have to wear glasses, so I didn't have to worry about it, but I still thought it was cool. So when it did come time for me to wear glasses, then that's what I asked for. I asked for the transitions, not knowing if they were going to work for me or not. But a lot of times we have to try stuff to see if it works for us. See if it works for us. And if it doesn't, find something that works for you. So for me, it works to have two separate pairs of glasses, one for reading and then one for my distance. And the distant ones, I generally use those when I'm driving. And then when I'm driving and when I'm trying to look at something that's far away, maybe. So I will switch my glasses often when I'm walking. But if I'm sitting down in front of a computer, I've got these glasses on. I call these my Magoo glasses because they're so big. Um, and I didn't realize how big they were gonna be on my face. These are sunglasses. So I had a friend of mine that I worked with. Well, I can't say she was a friend, but she was an associate that I worked with. Not saying that we didn't get along, but we just didn't have that deep of a relationship. Um, so I had this associate that I knew that I was working with, and she had these really cute glasses. And I'm talking to her, and she's talking about how she just went and got her glasses, this, that, whatever. I was like, those are some really nice glasses. And for a couple days, I kept telling her that. She finally told me that, hey, I this is that she goes in and she chooses a pair of sunglasses that she likes and asks them if they can put her prescription in there, and they can. And the majority of glasses, the obstetrician the obstetrician will let you know if they could use those glasses for regular glasses. So that's what these are. These are prescription glasses. But for me, I need the bigger lens to see, but this is a little too big, but I didn't know that at that time. But it's all good. It's all good. We working with it. We working with it. My other glasses, so when I found out that I had to wear glasses and that they were required to help me see, um, distance, it wasn't necessarily for reading. The reading glasses is because my eyes get tired. And so she gave me a prescription for reading glasses to help me with that. But uh, the when I had to finally, wear glasses, and that I was like about 45, I think is what I was. And she kept asking me, "You've never worn glasses, you never worn glasses." And I wore glasses for a brief time in high school, but for the reason of the fact that my eyes would get tired. And that was it. It wasn't because I had any issue that needed to be corrected with glasses. But now um I wear them, and I truly believe that the reason why I've had to start wearing glasses was because I was in an accident, a car accident, where I was injured with extreme um whiplash. The crazy thing is that I was a passenger in the car. I wasn't even driving. I was a passenger in the car, and we're turning where there's a lane and another lane on the in here. There's an inside lane and there's an outside lane. And so we're on the outside lane, and everybody's supposed to be turning in the same direction. Well, this person that's on the inside lane decided they wanted to keep going straight. Don't know how that works, but that's what they decided to do. So I'm hearing somebody just like it sounded like they were flooring it. And I was like, what is that noise sounding like that? So I turned to look back behind him through the passenger door of this F 150. And when I did that, they hit us. We're already turning and they knocked an F 150 truck straight. So, needless to say, I looked back. I had whiplash, and I remember seeing really fast everything going around and turning, and my head turned all the way around to my window where I saw the car there, and then it snapped me back. That was the most painful thing that I have been through in a car accident. I had never been injured like that in a car accident. The last time that I had been injured in a car accident, I think I was 6 or 7 years old, and, this car made a turn behind like a truck or van where you couldn't see the car, and they made a left-hand turn across traffic. And by the time my mom saw this other car, because we had the right of way, it was a Pinto, and we had a what I thought at the time was a Galaxy 5000, but my dad told me it was a different car. I can't remember what the name of the car is, but it's similar to a Galaxy 5000 but smaller. This is also in the 70s, so we didn't wear seatbelts. We didn't have seat. There were lap belts, but there were no laws to saying that we had to wear seatbelts. Um, Not at that time, and a lot of times the seatbelts didn't even work, in majority of cars. But anyway, so this person crossed the path, and I slid off the seat and put my legs up to stop myself from going under the because I was sitting in the front seat too. There were no laws for kids sitting in the front seat or recommendations for kids sitting in the front seat because we didn't have airbags and all that stuff either. But I put my hands up and my legs to stop myself from going through the windshield is what I thought, and or going up under the glove box. Um, I still call it a glove box. Some people call it a glove compartment, but whatever, to stop myself, to brace myself. And so I hit the little buckle, the latch for the glove box with my knee. And so I had a oh, that's funny. I'll put give you guys that connection. I hit my knee and that buckle of the latch of the glove box, and it put a pretty good gash, and they had to put, bandage on my, they had to call the cops, because it was a bad accident, because these are metal cars hitting each other. And somebody we had right away, and they were barely moving, and they ran out, went out in front of us, and my mom hit them. Their glass shattered. The girl on the passenger side apparently had gashes all in her face because the glass shattered because the car was hit so bad, or hard, I should say. And so they couldn't I don't think they could use their car, and my mom definitely couldn't use hers. It had to be towed. It was a pretty bad accident, but that's all I came away with was that. And then of course I was scared, so scared, hearing the screeching, the glass breaking, and all that stuff. I was scared out of my mind. So I was just like hyper crying, panic, hysterical almost. And the girl that was in the passenger side of the car with some teenagers, young adults, and she came over to try to console me, and she scared me because she had this big old gauze all over the side of her face. But anyway, that's the only other time that I got injured. So in this particular injury, when I got injured, of course I'm much older. And I was living in Texas. It was like the first place that I had gotten a job in Texas. And I was going to lunch with another associate that was like trying to show me some places to eat around town that were close to the job and whatever. And so we were on our way to go eat at this place, and we didn't make it. we didn't make it to the place because of this accident. So we're like I said, we're on this outside lane and there's somebody on the inside. I'm hearing somebody and it just sounds just like this. You can hear it. And I'm like, who is coming that fast on the left side? And so I turned to look, and like I said, my head went from one window all the way, and my neck snapped all the way to my window on my side, and came back to the front. And that happened so fast. And I'm sitting there looking. Then I turned to look at the driver, the person that I know from work, to make sure they're okay because they got hit on their side. These people were in a expedition. They were in a Ford expedition. They hit us and kept going. They hit us straight and then kept going. They looked like they were about to stop because they were slowing down, but then this tow truck jumps in front of us, and as soon as that tow truck jumped in front of us, they took off. So in California, they used to have these insurance scams, hitting whatever, I don't know, where they would do these types of things and cause these accidents in order to get paid twice. It's stupid. It's totally stupid and not worth it and selfish thing to do. Totally selfish thing to do. I had a cell phone, but didn't think to pull it up to take a picture of the license plate because I was concerned about my friend that was driving because he wasn't totally responding. I was like, "Are you okay?" And he wasn't saying anything. So I was concerned with if he was okay or not. So I did not take the pictures, but I saw what was happening. So anyway, that I had that happen, and I was okay for a few hours, actually, maybe most of the day. I was just very kind of out of it a little bit. I think it was just the adrenaline that was going, and so we ended instead of going to where we were going to go, we ended up going to someplace else. I can't even remember, but we went to someplace else other than where we were planning on going. I think it was like a um place where you could choose your own food and vegetables and all that stuff, and they cook it for you and all that. But we went someplace else to eat, and we're talking about the accident. And the crazy thing was is the cop said, "Can you drive your car?" He said, "Yes, I can," because they ended up only damaging the wheel well, um, but it wasn't damaged enough to where it would stop the tire from going forward. And the cop said, "Well, we ain't coming out. If there's no injuries and you can still drive your car, you good." I'm like, "What? What you mean you good? That was what? You good? What you mean you huh?" And I didn't understand it, because I wasn't on I wasn't on the conversation, and he had to label it as a hit and run, and then this tow truck driver is just in his face, in his face, in his face, trying to get him to pay him $200 to $300. He's like, "I'll tow you to wherever you need to go," and da 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 da, but still wanted to have his information. So what was just because I'm aware of the situation that happened in California, I realized this was a scam. And I was like, that is a hot mess that somebody would ruin or disrupt or do that to somebody's life, to do that to someone's life, to disrupt and do all those things because I ended up having to not be at work for a couple days. Because I needed to stay home because I couldn't move after a day. After that day went by and we went to lunch and everything and went back to work, he immediately called a chiropractor and went to a chiropractor's office and was getting therapy. He told me, he said, "Don't worry about it. I've got insurance. By the way, that PIP insurance, the personal injury protection, get it. Get it. Get that, get the uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist, get all of that stuff because you know what that does when you get in a hit and run accident where somebody hits you and they take off and there is no insurance company for you to get payment for whatever, you know, um whatever injuries you might have, that will cover it. That's your own insurance that will cover it, and they're supposed to cover you. A lot of people don't know what that PIP insurance was. I didn't know what PIP insurance was. Not until then, and then still have an injury, personal injury lawyer, because here's the thing. Your insurance company ain't for you. They for themselves. They are for themselves, and that's a shame because you're paying them for protection that you need against other people is what they how they sell it to you. But when it comes down to it, that insurance is only there for them to make money, not to give money. So they have a whole bunch of loopholes where they can get through that they end up not paying you nothing or little next to nothing. And that happens in home insurance as well. Uh Health insurance, if you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're choosing, whatever, all of that. Um it's a shame that it's like that. It is a business to make for the insurance companies to make money, not to actually protect you. So we need to start reading the fine print and understanding these things much better. Don't know why I went on that tangent because that's not what I came on here to talk about. But since we went there, we there, okay? So anyway, had that accident, and then had my time for my yearly checkup came, and I did feel some issues with my vision, but I knew I had been in whiplash and saw all the things, that I did end up seeing a chiropractor, and I had never believed in chiropractors before because I was scared that they were going to do something to make me paralyzed. But at this point, this guy went to a chiropractor. I just went to the same office. I ended up getting a different chiropractor that worked in the same office. They had a group of people, and he treated me with care. He had a very good bedside manner. I still go to Dr. Medina. Now, even though I don't have, I'm not going there for an accident. Um, he let me know that getting adjustments is a part of health and is covered under your health plan. So they will cover you for doing something that's preventive. And plus, also, if you have children and your children play sports like football, contact sports, he said that especially my son is in football and has been was in football since he was 5 all the way through to his senior year in high school. He had been in football. There was maybe 1 year where he didn't play football, and that was when we came here to Texas because they did not allow 6th graders to play sports. They wanted them to get accustomed to the new routine and everything of how classes went, and having 7 different teachers and all that stuff. They wanted them to get adjusted to that first before they started adding in extracurricular activities. But anyway, he said that in football, when it's contact, that every time a child, the kids make contact and they tackle, that's just like them being in a car accident every single time that happens. And if you never get them adjusted, mm, he's like, they're going to have some issues with arthritis. They're going to have some issues with some old injuries that they may not have realized that they had. So I ended up bringing my son to him after I had a conversation with my son. It wasn't something I forced him to do. I just told him he saw what happened with me. Like my whiplash was so bad, I was having a problem walking. I was having a problem walking. Sitting was an issue. Um, Standing was an issue. Everything was just an issue because that whiplash was so bad, it just ran down my whole back and was affecting the left side of my body. That's how bad that whiplash was. And I was having a lot of issues. I had to do these things and exercises and things at home, have bio cream and biofreeze and all that stuff, and ice my body and stuff to help it to go back to how it was. But I had to do some self-care that I had not been doing for a while, and this was like an 8 to 10 week process of my therapy from after that accident. And then that's also when I started realizing that I need to take care of myself, take better care of myself, and that I had not been taking good care of myself. I'd only been doing um, self-care once a year, which was my birthday. And then other than that, I hadn't been doing it. I hadn't been doing it at all. But I had been exercising and stuff, and had lost a lot of weight. And this is crazy because I'm just now realizing where the turn took when I started gaining all the weight back. And it was that car accident. Is that car accident that caused that that set everything into motion actually. That wasn't how I gained the weight back, but that's how I started to lose weight. And he gave me some exercises that I could do at home once the therapy was done. Um, I got my all my therapy sessions were paid for in full by my friend's insurance company because he had that PIP insurance. All Then I also got money on top of that for my loss of wages and stuff for not going to work and pain and suffering basically. Um and that was through a lawyer. That was through a lawyer, and it takes time because there's a bunch of negotiations. They go and represent you. You don't have to be there. They take care of it while you take care of yourself. If you're injured and you take care of yourself and go through all the therapy appointments, don't reschedule because then there's a lapse in treatment and they will start lowballing and it affects your whole case. So don't know why I'm not sure why I'm telling y'all this, but okay. Anyway, what I was going to talk about was something totally different. Was that as single moms, it's hard for us to just be ourselves, to just be um who we are outside of being single moms, you know, outside of being mom, outside of being the person where everything is on us. It's hard for us to be that way, to just be, you know. So for me, I have usually Mondays as my day to check in with me. Of course, I come in and check with y'all too. But I have my days to come in and check in with me, and I'm sharing the things that come out of that. I share with you guys. So apparently, this insurance thing was something that came out of me checking in with me because I had done I had actually hosted a single moms level up conference this past weekend. It was Friday, Saturday, and part of the day on Sunday, and that went really well. When I look back over it, regardless of the mistakes, the tech issues, and whatever else that happened, it went really well. All the guest speakers showed up. I had 3 guest speakers. I should say we had 3 guest speakers that all showed up. They shared their stories with the single moms within the Single Moms Club. So the Single Moms Conference, Single Moms Level Up Conference, which is going to be a yearly event, is only held in the Single Moms Club private Facebook group. It is not held on YouTube at this moment. It is just specifically in the Facebook group. That's to give some exclusivity. Oh my gosh, I bit my tongue. That's to give some exclusivity to the single moms private Facebook group. So there's a reason and a purpose to be a part, um, other than um, other than being able to, as that part of being one of the things to win a single mom queen kit, you do have to be part of the Single Moms Club in order to qualify for that. That's one of the things. And then of course you need to like, comment, share in the comments. You want to share your biggest takeaways and share it or invite another single mom into the group, or share it with the single mom that you know that maybe the subject for that day might be something that you just talk to them about, and it might help them out or give them some type of resource. So anyway, what I was going to talk about was not that. I was going to talk about the fact that as single moms, we tend to pack our bags constantly packing bags, you know, diaper bags, purse, whatever. And we tend to overpack a lot of times because you don't know what's going to happen. You want to try to be prepared for whatever situation is going to happen and come up. So I understand that when it comes to a child, but what I did to lighten the load was I had never really been a purse person. I do like purses, but I don't want to carry one all the time. So I am when they came out with wristlets, wristlets, I use that. I don't think I put it in this bag. Yeah, it's somewhere else. It's in my room. But when they came out with wristlets, which is basically the ones where you can put the thing around your wrist and it's almost like a wallet, but it's bigger. It's probably about this big. I was like, oh, I like those wristlets because I just want to carry something small. I'm good. Because if I don't, I know myself and I know that I'm going to keep packing that bag. It may start out small. And first off, it starts out empty. Then I'll just put a little bit of stuff in there. There's not much in there. That's no big deal. Then as I carry it, the longer I carry it, the more stuff I start saying, oh, I need this. Oh, I used this one time and I was looking for it and I didn't have it. So I put that in there. Oh, I was looking for this and then well, the kids wanted it, and I put this in there, and then I put this in there. Oh, and then I go somewhere and it was good service or whatever, and so I want a business card or whatever to remember the place and call and do whatever. I do that, or I want to share business cards with somebody else, so I drop some business cards there. Then I have my wallet in there. Then I have this in there. Now I have glasses, so I wear glasses, so I always have a eyeglass case somewhere in my purse. If I don't, then I can't switch my glasses. So some of my glasses still have that transition, and one of them has just the distance at the top and the readers at the bottom with nothing in the middle. Which I'm wearing those currently right now because my favorite aviator glasses that I found, or that yeah that I found, I can't they got scratched up because they got loose and stuff and they fell off my face, and so they're really scratched up really bad. And so trying to look through a lens with a bunch of scratches on it is not good for your eyes either. That's even worse. Then you add a computer screen, and that's what I use all day long is a computer screen as a computer aided using a computer aided drafting program, emailing and whatever else. So I just wanted to say that it's time to let it go. It's time to let some things go that we carry in our bags. Let it go. Go through your bag, take out the stuff that you don't use. I have a lot of stuff in this bag that I don't use that I really need to take out, and I need to clean my bag out. And that's to ease the pressure off of our shoulders. We have enough pressure that we put on ourselves. We don't want to put on more pressure with a bag and a purse and a baby bag and a this and a that and a that. And now we're just looking around looking like bag ladies, because we got so many freaking bags. And then you don't want to pack up your car with stuff that, oh, I might need it. Child, let that stuff go. You don't need everything, you know? Um, I had to start doing that because uh at one point in time I just had a lot of stuff. And when I moved to my apartment, from my mom's house to an apartment, my very first apartment, my apartment was 750 square feet, which is pretty big for an apartment, in LA. It was a one bedroom apartment with a bath, a linen closet, living room, and a kitchen. Plus, I had a parking space that was behind, a gated place, which really don't mean much of nothing, but it's good for being out of the elements. And for car insurance, they will give you a discount for that. But anyway, so let's lighten the load on ourselves. Lighten the load on ourselves and let the people that are the experts in things, let them be the experts. I'm saying that from experience. Let them be the experts. Ask questions if you don't understand until you understand. And they should stand there and explain these things to you. The gentleman that was the lawyer that was helping me through this case and has helped me through some other cases because beyond that accident, I got rear-ended twice. One person gave me some information for their insurance company, but it ends up that she didn't have insurance at that time. It had lapsed. She hadn't paid for it. And the accident was totally her fault because she rear-ended me at 35 miles an hour and I was sitting still. Um, So that happened, and then another time, my son and I were on the freeway, and, it's the first time I've ever been in an accident on the freeway. And we're going, and I see this person coming from behind me, and I was like, "Oh my god, it doesn't look like he's about to stop." And I'm saying this in my head. I didn't want my son to tighten up or to turn around and get injured even worse, so I didn't say anything, but I saw him coming in the rearview mirror. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna slow down." You know? I was like, "Oh, he's gonna slow down." And by the time that I realized that he wasn't gonna slow down, I couldn't get out, and the traffic all the traffic was slowing down in front of me. Um and he wasn't paying attention. He pulled over, he admitted, "Hey, it was my fault. Don't worry about it. I got insurance." He gave me his insurance information, but I didn't go right away because I didn't know if I was injured, because I didn't feel any injuries until 2 days later. And so then I went and we went to a lawyer, and my son was feeling some back pain as well, and so we ended up getting some treatment done, and the treatment was paid for, but the payout was not as big as the other one. I don't know if it's because of the injury, but, from what I understand, there's in, a lapse in treatment, which is not going to the chiropractor right away, regardless of the fact if they feel anything or not, to go right away because they can detect it. And, when you go right away and you call the lawyer right away, they will take care of it. They will take care of everything. They're gonna tell you to go to, who you're gonna go to, and, get checked out to make sure you're okay. Because you might think you're okay, but then later on, and as a matter of fact, that wasn't a few days later, that was a week later that I realized I was having some issues because I went back to working out my workout routine, and I couldn't do it because there was this little pinch in my back. And I was like, "I don't want to live my life this way, having to deal with this pinch." So I went ahead and went to the chiropractor and reached out to the lawyer, and, he still took the case, and he's like, "This is all I can get from them," and they lowballed it because there was a whole week lapse in treatment. So, we need to do what we need to do when it comes to situations like that, and, take care of ourselves. Take care of ourselves and go get yourself checked if you get into a car accident. Go get checked out, not just from a medical doctor. Of course, if you're bleeding or something's broken, then yes, from a medical doctor. But if you don't have any injuries at all, still get the person's information. And if it doesn't look like your car is totally messed up, my car was messed up. So the real will well was pushed out of place, and so the bumper was sagging on one side, and it knocked out one of the tail lights. Doesn't look like it's much damage, but, he was like, "Whatever, don't worry about it, reach out to my insurance." But they went ahead and fixed it and got me a rental car and everything, while during the time that they were fixing it, it all got taken care of. But, I should have moved faster to make sure that I was okay, and I shouldn't have waited until I felt something in my body. I should have just went to go get checked out, period. So, take care of yourself, single mom. Take care of yourself so that you can take better care of your children. That's the whole point of this, is to just be. Just be you. Just be you, which is a woman, not just a single mom, but a woman who takes care of herself, who treats herself like a queen in the context of taking care of yourself, eating right, eating, the best food that you can get for yourself, drinking your water, taking vitamins if you need to. Some people have never taken vitamins. I remember taking vitamins when I was little. Maybe it was because I was a sick child that I needed the vitamins, so that's why those came into play. And I did take them when I was little, but I went back to taking vitamins again now in my age, because this past Saturday I turned 54, y'all. I'm 54. But I turned 54 and it was my birthday, and I decided that I wanted to spend that time with the single moms and in the single moms club, and with the guest speakers that came on to talk. We had one author of a book. We had a someone who wrote in a book that it was a compilation book of several women, and she had a spot in that book. And then we had just a busy mom that came in, and she spoke about her experiences, and that's gonna, when we speak about our experiences to other single moms with other single moms, we never know what we might say that might help another single mom along their journey. They could be going through the same thing, or maybe have been through the same thing, but when we share that information, we could go so much further, and so much and go so much further, and have so much more wisdom in raising our children. Um, as women, when we come together, we are so much stronger when we come together. It's like an interwoven, beautiful fabric, a beautiful quilt, a beautiful knitted blanket. We become knitted at the heart. And when we do that, we can help one another to just be who we are, and take care of ourselves as we are, start where we were at, and move forward, so that we don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in whatever situation, chaos, or circumstances going on. So we don't get stuck. We can help each other to keep moving forward, and to level up. Level up just means to um, level up just means to change your perspective. And in order for us to change our perspective, we have to come up higher, so that we can get a better view of what's going on, what's going on, or change how we look at something. And a lot of times that happens through conversations that you have with other people, of their different perspectives, so that it opens your mind up to, there might be a different way that I might need to look at this. And then you come up with the answers that God will give you, and just give you these God ideas, how to solve and resolve whatever situation is going on, and what to do to keep moving forward. Because life's going to keep going on, whether you do or not. It's going to go right past you. And there is no getting it back, because that's time. That's a part of time. Time is our most precious gift that we have. The most valuable thing we have is our time. What are we doing with it? How are we depositing it? How are we using it to move forward, and to be thoughtful? Are we using it to be helpful? Are we using it to be inspiring? Are we using it to to necessary conversations? Are we using it to be kind to others? Love wins, y'all. Love wins. Love wins over hate, but only when love is given freely, and often, and big. So anyway, that's the end of this. I went a little over. Sorry about that, because I went on a whole tangent of something that I didn't think I was coming on here to talk about. I was going to talk about being a bag lady, as single moms, because we have a whole bunch of bags we got to carry. But we went in another direction. So there it is, y'all. Hashtag single moms level up. Much love. Let's go from just surviving to CEO in every area of our lives. I will see you guys next week. We got a few more podcasts in the summer series. If you'd like to look for me, if you'd like to see more content, and some inspiring things, and things that I'm up to, go to Single Moms Level Up on Instagram, and as well as Single Moms Level Up on Facebook. The Facebook one is something I'm starting to get more into, the Facebook page, but I'm mostly on Instagram, so go check it out. Thank you so much. Bye. Much love. Hashtag Single Moms Level Up. And we out. Woo, my throat is dry. That was a lot of